Once upon a time, in a prosperous town, there lived a wealthy man who had everything he could ever wish for: gold, fine clothes, a grand mansion, and servants at his command. He was proud of his riches and spent his time enjoying luxuries, never caring for those who were less fortunate. In the same town, there lived a poor beggar. He had no home, no wealth, and no one to help him. Every day, he would sit by the roadside, hoping for kind-hearted people to give him food or a few coins. He survived on whatever little he received, but despite his struggles, he remained humble and grateful. One morning, as the rich man was walking through the market, he saw the beggar sitting near a temple. The beggar, seeing the well-dressed man, stretched out his hand and pleaded, "Sir, please have mercy on me. I haven't eaten for days. Can you spare a little food or money?" The rich man looked at the beggar with disgust and laughed. "Why should I help you? I worked hard for my wealth. You are poor because you are lazy and useless. If you want food, earn it yourself," he said arrogantly and walked away. The beggar, though hurt, remained silent. He looked up at the sky and prayed, "Oh, kind Lord, please help this man realize the true value of wealth and kindness." Days passed, and the rich man continued to live in luxury. However, fate had something unexpected in store for him. One day, he suffered a terrible loss in business. His ships, loaded with valuable goods, sank in a storm. Thieves broke into his mansion and stole his treasures. Within a short time, he lost everything he owned. His so-called friends abandoned him, and his servants left him. Soon, he had no choice but to leave his grand house and wander the streets, hungry and homeless. One evening, tired and starving, the rich man sat on the same roadside where the beggar once sat. His clothes were torn, his stomach empty, and his pride shattered. As he lowered his head in despair, he heard a familiar voice. "Sir, are you hungry? Would you like some food?" The rich man looked up and was shocked. It was the same beggar he had insulted days ago, but instead of mocking him, the beggar held out a piece of bread and a bowl of water. With tears in his eyes, the former rich man took the food and said, "I am ashamed of how I treated you. Despite my cruelty, you have shown me kindness. How can you be so generous when you have so little?" The beggar smiled and replied, "Because I know what it feels like to be hungry. True wealth is not in gold or riches but in kindness and compassion. When I had nothing, I still had a heart to help others. That is the real treasure." The rich man, deeply moved, realized his mistake. He understood that wealth can come and go, but kindness and compassion are what truly matter. From that day on, he vowed to change. He worked hard again, but this time, he also helped the poor and needy. He rebuilt his fortune, but he never forgot his lesson. He became a generous man, using his wealth to uplift others rather than looking down upon them. The story of the rich man and the poor beggar teaches us that wealth is temporary, but kindness lasts forever. A person's true value is not measured by riches but by their compassion and willingness to help others. Life is uncertain, and fortune can change at any moment, so it is always wise to be humble and kind.